Sometimes we don't know what the universe has set forth for us. The important thing that we ask people to keep in mind is to focus on the what and the why.
I've heard so many versions of what a good vision for the future is. Some people say you should know exactly what you want. Some people say you should have an overall vision. What is the 6-phase version of the vision?
So when you finish phase 3 and you move to phase 4, you're moving into a different essence of being. My last book was called The Buddha and the Badass. And that title came from an essay by the great philosopher Ken Wilber. And that essay was called Egolessness. And it starts like this. The great spiritual sages and saints of the world, from Moses to Jesus to Padmasambhava, were not feeble-minded milquetoast. They were movers and shakers who rattled the world with the force of their ego. They instigated massive social revolutions that lasted generations, from bullwhips in the temple to subduing entire continents. Now, what Ken Wilber was saying is that the great spiritual teachers were not just focused on the now. They were focused on the future. Jesus wanted to build a legacy. Buddha preached because Buddha wanted to change the institutions of that time, the way the rich and the poor were. Moses wanted to free his people. Muhammad wanted to conquer and spread Islam to the world. Paramahansa Yogananda came to America to spread the wisdom of India. All of these people had a vision for a future they wanted to create. And that's really important. Mother Teresa wanted to feed millions of people. So, if you really want to practice your spiritualness, you can't just be sitting on your meditation cushion. You got to have a vision for the future. That's what phase 4 is about. Now, to answer your question, how much should you be specific? How much should you be unspecific? Well, it depends on what you're manifesting. So now we can get into a little bit deeper spiritual ideas. My friend Marie Diamond, who's a brilliant spiritual teacher from Belgium and someone I train with, Marie says that what we manifest in the world comes from 3 different parts of our being. There is our intention, which is what we desire, but that's only 1/3. Then there is our destiny, which is what our soul wants to experience. That's 1/3. And then the third piece is the energy of the world around us. Our home, the Chinese call this feng shui, the people, group consciousness, our culture, our society. It's all 3 of these. So if you think of manifesting, you're a car going down a highway. Okay, that's your life. All of us have a destiny. And a spiritual teacher explained this to me. He said, Vishen, you can't go for the exit ramp. You are on one highway. Your highway is to spread consciousness through education. You can't go on that exit ramp and go into a different direction. That's your highway. And I've noticed this about my life. Every other venture I've tried outside this zone of spreading wisdom and consciousness fails. It just becomes unnecessarily hard. If I stick on my highway, I go super fast. So that highway is the destiny. Within that highway, you can change lanes. That's your intention. You can change lanes. You can go faster, you can go slower, you can go left, you can go right. And then there's the quality of the traffic. Is it stuck? Is the traffic moving easily? Is the traffic congested? That's the group consciousness around you. So that's just an analogy to understand this. So when you're manifesting, all 3 of these pieces are coming together. Now, in the 6th phase, if you go deeper into the wisdom of how it's designed, the protocol is designed to take all 3 of these into account. But in phase 4, what you're doing is you're playing with intention. Intention, but also leaving things open for the universe to bring you. For example, if you want to meet your soulmate, you don't want to get super specific. Because what if your soulmate is in a different age or a different body type than what you think you want? Michael Beckwith, the spiritual teacher, calls this mature versus immature wanting. Immature wanting is, I only want to be with someone who is tall and blonde and blue-eyed. That's what maybe society or what you read in a magazine influenced you. Mature wanting is knowing that your soulmate may come to you in many different forms, and it's going to be an essence, an energy that's going to spark that love in you. Likewise, when it comes to our mission, our vision, fought for us. And so when you are practicing phase 4, the important thing that we ask people to keep in mind is to focus on the what and the why, but to park aside the how, the when, and the who.